Hey everyone, I am Zeus Mangart and welcome to my YouTube channel. So I decided to start with a nice simple video showing you guys how I go about drawing a male manga face. So pick up your papers, pick up your pencils, and just follow along as we go through this. So what we're going to start off with here is just a nice simple circle. It doesn't have to be anything perfect as long as it's, somewhat circular. Now, after I've drawn the circle, I like to find the center and just sketch a line through there. No need to use a ruler or anything like that. This is just a quick sketch. And you can extend this line as far down as you want to. The line is just going to show us the center of our character's face. Now, after we do that, we move on to constructing the character's jaw. Now, constructing the jaw is fairly simple. All it really is drawing, I guess, two lines that are slanted at an angle towards our center line. You can also just make those one curved line going towards the same center line. And you don't have to worry if one side isn't exactly like the other. You can always just go back at any point during the drawing and adjust it to your liking. So now we have the shape of the head. The next step is the face. I like to do a simple layout for the face, starting out with a horizontal line. I generally tend to place this line just below the center of the circle or where the construction of the jaw meets the circle. So after the initial horizontal line, I come a little ways below that and do yet another one. And the space in between these two horizontal lines will be where I place the eyes. Then I come just below those and do just make a little mark to show where I'm going to place the nose and one below that for where I'm going to place the mouth. Afterwards, I come back up to the space that I said before would be where I put the eyes, and I just make a little box in between those spaces so that I can gauge the size of each eye and kind of gauge whether or not they'll be equal. Keep in mind they don't have to be exactly the same size, you just want to get it in the same ballpark, in the same range. So then I move on to doing the nose. And in the anime style, noses can be fairly simplistic. There are many different ways that you can do them. The style that I am using, that I'm doing them in today, is also fairly simplistic. It's pretty much taking two commas and turning them on their sides to give the illusion of nostrils, and then putting a line in between them, and that's pretty much the nose right there. So after doing the nose, I move on to doing the eyes. And again, in the anime style, there are many different ways of doing eyes, many different types of eyes, many different styles. But you can just follow along and do the one that I'm doing, or if you know of any others, you can put them in. Later on, I will do another video on the different types of eyes and get more in depth with that. But for right now, I'm just concentrating on the face as a whole. So now that I'm finished with that, hopefully you guys can look at it and see that the face is starting to come together. Now I'm just going in to put his mouth in the mark that I had. And as you can see, I wanted to give him somewhat of a sly smile. You can feel free to change it, make him look angry any way that you want. But I chose to give him a slyish smile. As you can see, I was going with the open mouth smile. But as I thought about it, I decided I wanted to take that away and just have his mouth closed and keep that smile, make him look kind of sly. And I gave him that little mark that kind of hints at a lower lip right there. Again, these things are not 100% necessary. You don't need to have the little mark to hint at a lower lip, but I just felt it was right for the character that I was doing. So now we are moving on to the irises of the eye, and well, all these are circles. There's not much more to say. Circles that cut off just a little bit above the eye or a little bit below the eye, depending on whether you want your person to be looking up, down, or directly towards you. So now I'm going in and doing the eyebrows. And eyebrows are pretty important. They're very helpful for portraying a character's emotion, how they feel. You can have one raised slightly above the other to make them seem inquisitive. You can make them seem confused. It's really about how all the facial features come together to portray certain emotions, but eyebrows are a very important part of that. And just like all the other facial features and all features in general, there are many different types of eyebrows and many different ways that you can do them. Some people have thick eyebrows, some people have thin eyebrows, some people have no eyebrows. I mean, hell, I've seen that. So don't be afraid to play around with the character's eyebrows and see which ones you want them to have, see which ones you think suit them. Now, there are many people that have difficulty drawing ears, whether it's the initial outer shape of the ear, or whether it's all of the intricate details that you have on the inside of an ear. Now, I don't want to focus too much on ears on this video because, like I said, I just want to focus on the face as a whole in this video and not single out any one aspect too much. But I will have a video in the future going into more detail on ears and all other things that I may have just glossed over in this video, so stay tuned for those. So now that we're finished with that, once again, hopefully you can look at the face and see that it's all coming together, that it's all starting to look right. The only thing that's missing is hair, unless the character that you're doing is bald. Of course, you can just leave him bald. But I wanted to give this character some hair, so what I do for that, the first thing I think of is what I want the hairline to look like. There are different types of hairlines that some people have, like the one that I'm drawing right now kind of looks a bit like the one that Vegeta has from Dragon Ball Z. Just not as bad, you know, his hairline going way back. But yeah, just think of some sort of hairline and plan it out, map it out the way that I did lightly, and then go over it with whatever style of hair you're having. So as you can see for this character, I wanted to give him somewhat of a poofy looking hairstyle. So what I did for that was basically just think of a bunch of C's. I just put a bunch of C's touching each other going around his hairline, and you would do the same for the top of the hair, and that's pretty much it. But as you would see with most anime characters, depending on the character, they have a bit of volume to the hair. It's not just flat down onto their heads. So what you would want to do is go around the initial line that you had for the top of the head, and just go around that a little distance away from that with another line, just to outline where you're going to have the top of the hair be. I wanted him to have a bit of a mohawk, so when I got near the top of the head in the middle area, I just made his hair go up. I just gave it a bit more volume in that area. And again, you can see that I go around with the C-like pattern, and I go all over his hair with that. And with that, guys, we're finished. Our male anime character's face. Right now, all I am doing is going over our finished lines to try to darken them up and separate them from the initial sketch lines that we had. You can do this with a pen and erase the sketch lines completely, but for this video I wanted to keep the sketch lines in so that you guys can still look at the finished product and kind of see what it has come from and what it has become. So with that said, I believe it's time that I wind this video down. I'd like to thank everyone who has watched this video from beginning to end, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like on it. It is greatly appreciated. Ease on into the comment section below, leave your thoughts, and let me know. Oh, that rhymed. No, I'm sorry. And let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see next. If you want more, smash that subscribe button and become one of the first to join the channel. I am aiming to post videos every Saturday, however this schedule is not yet set in stone, so make sure you guys turn your notifications on so you get alerted as soon as I upload. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's the end of my video.